93.3 KZOZ FM San Luis Obispo. The home of Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
They have no chemistry at all.
It's the mess of the day brought to you by Peterson's U-Cart. They know spring is here and they've got everything you need, including top-of-the-line garden soil, compost, walk-on bark, gravel, rock, boulders, and so much more. You got to check them out online. They're on Gusta Road in A-Town. Go to Peterson, the letter U, carts.com.
How pathetic can some people be?
Here's a random thought. I don't know what kind of swing set you guys had growing up, but my swing set sucked, right? Because my dad put it together for us, and every time we swung on it, one pole would come right out of the grass. Because your dad would do such a crap job cementing it in. You'd actually swing on it, then see the swing set above you. Like, bees and wasps would always come out of that top tube. Your dad's, I was at a gas station recently, right? While I'm getting gas, his dad pulls up, and you can tell the guy's on vacation because he's got all these big dad veins popping out of his face. You know, the poor guy the night before was going, "You're leaving at 6 a.m." And it was like 11:30 before he even pulled into the gas station, right? He's in this SUV. His kids stay in the far back. One kid is playing a video game. The other kid is flipping through satellite TV. And the whole time I'm thinking, holy crap, people, can you imagine what it'd be like traveling with your own family in that situation? Could you imagine being so far back from your dad that he couldn't smack you at any given time? I hope kids are just taunting their dads from back there. "Hey, Dad, we just spilled something." Don't worry, he's not coming back here. He doesn't know how to operate the seats in front of us. We're good. We're good. Look at the headrest. It's still facing the wrong way. He has no idea. Car companies should make a hand that goes on the seat in front of the kid that just goes like that. Dad could have a little button he hits. Pop, 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 pop. What?
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
My daughter said that she wanted to get a TV in the van the other day. I was like, you have tablets, phones. She doesn't have a phone, but she always uses my
tablets
phone.
can be like TVs, right?
Yeah, I said this
them.
is a TV. This thing you hold all the time.
Yeah, this is
but
what
she wants
TVs are now.
Drop down screen out of the roof.
Oh, well, tell her to get a job. That's what my dad used to say. Well, go get a job.
I said, I got a bungee cord. I'll strap it to the back of the front seat.
Oh, you're so ghetto, Dad. Wait till those years. They're not that far away.
I know. It's embarrassing.
7? I'm going to be 8 soon. Oh, boy.
It's embarrassing. Lila's dad has a TV in his van.
Is that what she says?
Yes.
She's such a sweet kid, though. She'll never be that way. Let's see. Off to Florida.
You're giving her too much credit.
Well, I can't help it. That's how I see her, I guess. And I see your son is the funniest little person I've ever met in my entire life.
Very
funniest, not just kid, but person.
He's very funny.
I can't
very
ever
quick.
remember a moment where I didn't run into him and laugh.
He's very quick and dry.
Okay, anyways, crazy neighbor. Hopefully none of you... Have you met your neighbors yet?
Yeah, great people.
All of them? Whoa, nice neighborhood.
Direct next door.
Yeah.
Next door, yeah.
Did they come over, or did you see them outside?
Yeah,
you were out there?
I live in a really weird situation. They're both librarians.
That is weird.
It's really strange.
Different libraries?
Yeah. One is in town, one is out of town. And
they live on both sides of you.
Yeah.
And then you got the guys in the band down a few more.
The garage band guys. I have not met the garage band
cul-de-sac.
guys. But it's interesting because I think they're librarians with competitive natures. Like, I never see them talking to each other. Oh, like
their Dewey Decibel System is more organized than the others?
I never see them talk to each other, which is weird because, like, how niche is your trade? You would think that, you'd be out there sharing secrets and stuff like that. They basically act like neither of them, each other exists. It's really strange.
What do librarians do now that you have computers? Remember, back in the day, you had the cart catalog, and you'd go look up a book, and they had to, type all that out, organize it, put the books back.
You remember getting a research project in school?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I hated that. I
loved it, actually. I don't know why I liked it, even in college.
I got to go to the library, and I have to I have to sort through and find these things.
It was extra work.
It's like a scavenger hunt.
Nowadays, kids online,
You have no idea how easy you have it, kids. In fact, I held off college. I took many gap years just because I waited for the prevalence of the internet to catch up and that be accepted by teachers. And then I was like, okay,
well,
I'm
it worked in our
now.
video production class because you took it, I don't know, it wasn't that much longer after I did, a year, maybe 2.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
I got digital.
And you got digital. Yeah. I was still dealing with the old tape.
Analog,
and what a nightmare.
Yeah, it was. I definitely.
And the nightmare was waiting for other people to be done with their projects because they were really bad.
Sure, people made fun of me because I finished college when I was 29, but you know what? I didn't have to use the Dewey Decimal System.
At least the one online. I bet you it's online. You're such a liar.
No, I didn't have to check out a single book in college.
I know.
It was all internet.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It was great.
Well, communication.
I just had to prove that it was a scholarly
Comgrad.
It was a scholarly journal. Is what I had to prove.
So, anyways, we started talking about neighbors. Got off onto your neighbors, the libraries. Well, it's a good thing they're librarians and they're not wackos because this guy next to this dude's house, this woman was at home with her kids. She has 3 kids. And this naked guy comes to the door. It's her 21-year-old neighbor. His name's Adrian Gonzalez. Adrian knocks on the door and says, "Hey, can I come in?" She says, "No," and she shut the door. Well, about 20 minutes later, she looks out in the backyard. He's naked, jumping on the trampoline. That's when she calls the cops. He sees her on the phone in there, and of course, she made the mistake of yelling out the window, "I'm calling the cops." So that's when he started throwing rocks through her windows. So she had to get the kids going.
While naked?
Yeah, he's naked, throwing rocks.
How did you get the access to the rocks on the trampoline?
Well, he got off the trampoline, got the rocks.
Went over to the rocks? Okay.
I'm guessing. I mean, I didn't see the video, thank God. There was none. Anyway, she got her kids and then went into the garage, got into her car, locked all the doors on the car with her kids, and freaked out until the cops got there. Got to be drugs, right? It's Florida. I mean, Florida, we know people in Florida eat other people. I mean, there's been cannibalism.
Still, nothing has ever proven why that took place. That's what's so strange about
it was some synthetic drug.
No, because they ran a test and this was buried by the media because the media shouted it from the mountaintops when it took place. They're like, "Oh, it's bath salts. It's bath salts."
That's what it was.
It's bath salts.
Yeah.
He was doing a drug called bath salts, and then come to find out, they did a toxicology report on him, and he had no traces of that synthetic chemical in his system.
Maybe he was a
cannibal?
No, zombie.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
zombie.
don't know. It got buried.
Zombies are a big deal. Maybe
it was like nobody really even brought because they can't solve it. They don't know why he did it. Crazy.
Well, I just hope
this is a crazy state.
I hope the kids will be okay. I hope they bounce back from this.
It is a crazy but a pretty free state right now. I didn't know that. They're able to operate how they wish.
It's Adrian Gonzalez, a 21-year-old naked guy jumping on a trampoline in Florida. Congratulations. You are Jeff and Jeremy's
first baseman.
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Don't be a dummy when it comes to your landscape supplies. Go to Peterson U-Cart on Gusta Road, just north of Quickie Car Wash in Atascadero.
We load, U-Cart, you save.
Got Jeremy here. It's KZOZ. So you and I are not, 65, obviously. So we're not in there to get the vaccine yet if we want to get it. We're still at that point. But animals, even though the rest of us haven't got it, animals at zoos are apparently getting the vaccine.
A group of great apes in San Diego have made history as the first animals to receive the COVID-19 vaccines in the U.S.
How do you feel about that?
I'm sorry, animals?
Yes, in San Diego are getting the vaccine before people. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to sound insensitive. I love animals.
Ask Larry King. How
many animals have died of COVID? How many humans have died of COVID? And if you really believe in the science, why are we doing? What? What?
Well, I think
there are senior citizens that need the virus. I mean,
think
that
it's
need
for
the
sake
vaccine.
of. I truly think it's for the sake of science to figure out if it's communicable, and if it is communicable between animals and people, then if they give them a vaccine, is it going to work? If that is the case, because let's not forget where we got this to begin with.
From bats.
Yes.
Well, that's what they said. I don't know if that's the science. There's more here.
According to a wildlife health officer, the decision to administer the vaccines came after 8 gorillas at the San Diego Zoo became the first great apes in the world to contract COVID. The apes are expected to be tested to see whether they develop antibodies, which would indicate that the vaccine is working.
I thought we already did this in trials, and that's how we got the vaccine
But
approved.
I think they want to see if they'll work on animals. I really do. And it doesn't, listen, if what they're telling us is true, and we're going to have all these vaccines just hanging around, sure. In fact, I would say give it to the gorillas before you give it to me, because you know my stance on it.
Well, I know you're not ready. You want
I
to
want
wait
to
it
see
out.
how it affects people.
Well, by the time we can actually finally get it, and all the gorillas have gotten it, and the chimpanzees and the lions and the tigers and the bears, then we'll finally get it, and then we'll know.
We didn't even talk about this last week.
If we want.
But there was a news story that was buried because it's not part of the agenda that came out last week that said that the Moderna vaccine, which was more widely spread in the UK, a lot of people have skin issues now that have taken the Moderna. Now, the skin issues, they say, last a week, but
they're short term.
How do we know it's short term?
Oh, we don't.
That's what scares me about taking a vaccine.
Well, see, the thing
that
to
has
me
been rushed to market.
That's always bothered me, and I don't know why. I'm not a doctor, obviously. I'm a stupid radio guy, but is the fact that you have to get 2 shots when most vaccines are 1. Johnson & Johnson figured out how to do it. Why are we doing it in 2 shots?
Johnson & Johnson one's got its issues too.
Well,
I mean, here's the thing with Johnson & Johnson.
They went back and made it better, by the way. The Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, but the Johnson & Johnson, do we not forget that Johnson & Johnson couldn't even make baby powder? And when they made baby powder that created cancer in people, they hid the fact that it was going to create cancer in people. And this is baby powder. This is your space. This is where you've thrived for years and years.
Well, and the fact they tried to cover something up.
Yeah, and then they tried to cover it up, and then they lost
Save their butts.
hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars from a lawsuit in which the judge said, yeah, you guys tried covering up the fact that you were giving people cancer. I don't know if I'm going to trust that company's their track record of the vaccine.
These medical professionals and their doctors, for the most part, on TV, in the mainstream media, saying, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. All the TV stations are running it, take it, take it, take it. I saw a story over the weekend that somebody, I can't remember who it was going to...
Hundreds and thousands of dollars spent on ad campaigns on behalf of the government saying, take it, take it, take it, take it.
There was a company that's actually going to pay, they're going to give their employees bonuses if they get the vaccine. They're going to pay them to get the vaccine, not just to take the time off, but I forget which big company it was. It was like Apple or an Amazon or something, but I can't remember who it was. So I'm not saying it was one of those two. But yeah, they're going to pay their employees to get the vaccine. So you hear all this, take it, take it, take it. Yeah, we'll pay you. But at the same time, we're just like, everybody's still like, ugh. And what was it? 15% of the U.S. population in a recent survey said they weren't going to take it. And those are the people that are
which is fine.
It's got to be a lot greater than that, because a lot of people don't want to come out and say that because they don't want to be judged. But those are the people that are okay being judged. The rest of it don't want to take it or not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed to taking it. I just want to see how it shakes out. I want to see. And
what's your time frame? A year?
I have not set one because I don't know. I would like.
Well, you must have some idea.
I will start to consider it 6 months after I hear of no side effects.
Okay. So it's been.
And another thing
November, right?
This has killed 500,000 people, over 500,000 people, which is super tragic. It sucks. But it's 95% effective, right? Meaning you can get it if you have a vaccine. You have a 5% chance of getting it, right? And then if you get it, it lessens the effects of it.
Yeah.
You're likely
the side effects.
More likely not to die.
Side effects. Yeah.
But we are a country of over 190 million people, and 500,000 people died of it. That's less than 1% of the population of the country. And I'm not trying to diminish, you
can roll the dice. Some people are like, I'm going to roll the dice. If I get it, it'll be like a bad cold and move on.
But
like
people
most
that are getting the vaccine are acting like it's a new lease on life. Well, you actually now have a 5% chance of getting it. Before, what were your chances of getting it? I don't know. I don't know what the chances of getting it were before. Were they 5%? I got to be completely honest with you. I've not really changed much on how I live my life outside of washing my hands and wearing a mask when I go to places where I feel like I need to wear a mask.
So now I understand why you really are comfortable with the animals getting it first.
Yeah, I want guinea pigs.
Whoa!
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy here. You know, a lot of people have junk drawers. And I have one in our kitchen, and everything gets tossed in there. Like, we bring tools upstairs, it goes in there. Yeah. Scotch tapes in there,
screwdriver,
battery,
tape, masking tape, duct tape. It all ends up in there. Yeah, I know you.
Yeah, and then I'm always going in there trying to throw stuff out, and but then I just realized we have a junk room in our house, not just a junk drawer.
You're not in the minority.
It's our spare room, right? We have a 3-bedroom house. We have a guest room, and then we have the spare room. And the spare room is kind of like my closet / we have an elliptical and a rowing machine in there, and my wife has some weird contraption. And then we have a TV in there. And we also have our dog George's table in there that has his food and all his, outfits and whatever.
His outfits?
Well, he has shirts. T-shirts.
Your dog has a walk-in closet, essentially.
No, it's a table that has a plastic dresser we bought. It's not a dresser. It's those plastic drawers you buy for organizing.
Yes.
Yeah, and he has he's got allergy medication in there. He's got his collars in there. He's got his leashes in there.
Your dog has a dresser.
He has T-shirts. Yeah,
your dog has a dresser.
Yeah,
albeit a cheap dresser.
When we want him
a dresser.
Yeah, when we want him to calm down, we have to put a shirt on him. And so we buy these, and then my wife goes on Amazon and buys these ones with funny sayings. He also has a rain jacket. That is, I don't. Hey, I'm not buying this stuff. He hates it. You put it on him, and he's sitting there looking at you like, you jerk. But yeah, he's got it's like they're cute pictures. You want to see him in the rain jacket?
No, that's fine. 80% of people say that they have a situation where it's a black hole of cleanliness inside their home, meaning this is an area, for whatever reason, can never get clean. It's an area where
this is our spare room.
Outcast.
Everything gets thrown in there, and you know what? And then what I do is when I go on vacation, I use the guest bedroom because the bed's there to put the suitcases on, and that's my staging area. My wife's like, "What are you doing in there?" She goes, "Why don't you do that in your room where your closet?" I go, "Because I don't have something up high that I could set stuff on." So that's the staging area.
And you can work on it over a long period of time,
over a couple days, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I zip it up, and we're ready to go. And then, but then that's the overflow room. And then when somebody comes to stay there, I have to take everything out of there, and that goes into the spare room. And it's just like it's nonstop. It's nonstop clutter. It's not that it's
in our house
dirty like dirt. It's just clutter.
My wife really prides herself on keeping the inside of the house clean. Like that's her job. But then,
is she good at it?
She's great. She does.
Does she want to come to my house?
She does an amazing job keeping the inside of the house clean. No, because your garage will look like a tornado just hit it.
She puts everything in the garage.
And it's not just puts everything in the garage. If she doesn't think it belongs in the house, she just tosses it in the garage and not even like in a pile or nothing like that. Just throws it inside the door of the garage.
What my wife does,
and it's
boxes,
my responsibility.
Yes,
which is fine if I can stay on top of it. But the thing is, there are times where it comes in waves and you can't stay on top of it, and you're like, okay, I gotta organize the garage. And then she gets mad because she's like, why are you always organizing the garage? I'm like, are you serious? It's because you just throw stuff in there. I mean, that's why I'm always organizing the garage. And when it becomes a game of Jenga or Tetris, then it is something that requires some time to grab the hold of and get under control. That is our black hole. Is the garage?
It's a big. It's my button. I mean, and she does it.
Me too.
And I'm like, what is this doing in the garage?
Right, exactly. I'm like, so does this just magically go away if it's not in the house, because it's still technically in the house?
And
it's
you know
just
me,
in a different room.
I talk to you all the time about my garage and my cleanliness. And it's important to me.
Yes.
Plus, I work out there. My boat's out there. My fishing stuff's out there. I organize my tools, and then there's a bunch of crap that we're storing. And it's also our storage room. And
does your boat ever double as a drying rack for laundry?
No. She did once. I said, look at me and hear me now. Hear me now. You will not put anything on this boat. I mean, I don't give a... Nothing will go on this boat, because I knew where that was going. I could see what road we were going down. No, and I said, I am not going to be pleasant about this, all right? You can have the whole house. You don't touch this area.
Should put stuff on top of my golf clubs as if they're insignificant and don't matter. And I'm like, you understand, these have to stay in working shape in order for me to use them when I go to the golf course.
Oh, there's so many ways we can go with this, I mean, feel free. I mean, hit any of those points. I'm sure every guy listening right now, and maybe there's women out there that, if for some reason it's opposite,
right?
The men in your life are driving you nuts by just, taking stuff. I mean, I just can't stand it.
I think we're going to.
It's like, you can't just put it here. Something has to be done with this.
Granted, we've only lived in our house for a couple of months, not even a couple months, like 6 weeks. I can see the trend on where it's going, and we are going to have gender assignments to the bathrooms, because my son and we use the downstairs, out of sight, out of mind bathroom, and the women in the house never, ever, ever go near that bathroom. So that bathroom, the other bathrooms look great. They look they're immaculate. That bathroom, if you ever gone to a place where they change your oil and you try to use the bathroom in a place where they change your oil,
Jeff, why don't you clean the bathroom?
That's what that bathroom looks like. Because it's just never going to get clean. Because I'm too busy cleaning the garage.
It takes 5 minutes to get those. These are the best, right?
Yeah,
there.
if I didn't have to dedicate 96 hours.
When Lysol made these disinfectant wipes,
Jeremy,
that's all I use to clean my bathroom. I do it once a week, and it's amazing. Before, it used to get pretty dusty.
It's just our pee bathroom.
Oh God, it's probably pee and hair all over the place.
It's just our urinal. That's all it is.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.